Hello everyone, how are you all doing? This is Yix here at Magna Crypto, back again with another video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a few news articles as per usual and also break down the market. So stick around, this is going to be a good one. Cue the intro. So let's start this video off with looking at the market. So the market is looking pretty good if you are into altcoins. If you're heavy into altcoins, you're going to be happy. Ethereum is absolutely exploding at the moment. It's pretty much back to its all-time high of 2,500 and some change. So that's very bullish to see. And a lot of altcoins are doing quite well. You have Uniswap with some massive gains. If we look at the 24-hour ascending, you can see the likes of Compound, Uniswap, Polygon, Solana. I still don't know how Ethereum Classic is in the running. I mean, it's ranked 34th in the market. I mean, who is investing in this cryptocurrency? It's the literal leftover of what was good about Ethereum, and yet it's still doing well. And this is why there's a bit of manipulation going on in the market. Even when you look at the other notable crypto that doesn't make any sense, which is Bitcoin SV. Now that's probably got some more supporters compared to Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin, but Bitcoin SV was based around, Craig Wright's delusions, and yet it still has some kind of 24-hour volume, which is crazy. But alas, no market is without manipulation, and that's my unprofessional, unsolicited opinion. So the market is bouncing back, mainly the altcoins. Bitcoin is still struggling to rebound from some of its lows. So it's still got some way to go before it gets back to its previous all-time high of around 65k. So let's see when that starts to turn around. Let's look at some of the news articles for today. Today is going to be based around Polkadot and Cardano, two heavyweights within the smart contract blockchain sector. Ecosystems are very strong, and this is another indication which is very, very important, and that is how much is actually staked within each ecosystem. So according to data from Stake and Rewards, Cardano is currently the top blockchain in terms of staked value, with roughly $26.4 billion worth of Cardano allocated to secure the network, with Cardano's entire cap tagging 36.6 billion. 73% of circulating ADA are being staked. That is quite a notable percentage. It's basically the entire ecosystem is actually helping to secure the network. That shows a massive vote of confidence and also a lot of participation from the Cardano token holders. There's a strong vested interest to better it. So Stake and Rewards estimates Cardano stakers are earning annual reward of 7.22%. The second largest crypto asset stake value is Polkadot with $22.7 billion worth of DOT locked, representing 64% of the circulating supply. Average annual stake and reward for DOT are estimated at more than 13%, so it's almost double what Cardano is offering. Cardano and Polkadot represent 7.9% of $620 billion in crypto assets currently designated for staking across the entire crypto sector. So that is very bullish to see from those two, especially one from the kind of interest that they are receiving, but also the percentage of people that are staking. Again, it shows how involved every token holder is in the ecosystem. This is again going back to the origins of crypto, which is the fact that it's for the people, it's decentralized, and if only we had this kind of turnout when it comes to voting in everyday life and politics for whatever local leaders and stuff like that. This is the future of said voting, where people have an active interest and in their ecosystems, but also have the power to influence decisions and whatnot. So this is why this is the future, and you can imagine voting will be done like this one day in the near future. Moving on, the once king of staking Tezos has dropped down to 11th spot with a stake cap of $3.5 billion, yielding a small amount of 5.5%. In mid-December 2020, Tezos was ranked 4th, according to a Cointelegraph report at the time. In terms of overall cap, Tezos has slumped down from the top 10 to 35th position. It was enjoying a nice time in the 10th position, but the tides of turn. What goes up must now go down for most of the market, except for Ethereum and Bitcoin. So it has unfortunately slumped all the way down to 35th. Also, ETH 2.0 has a decent amount locked in, $8.2 billion. But it is said to potentially double, right? And what's happening is there is a merger. So ETH2 researcher Drake predicts taking rewards will at least double with the chain merge, estimating the rewards could jump to 25% per year. So you can imagine Ethereum already being a very popular crypto. With if ETH2 can offer this, then a lot of people will start to stake more ETH tokens. So the remaining networks inhabiting the top 10 rankings for stake caps are Avalanche, Algorand, USD Coin, Terra, Binance Smart Chain, and Tron. I guess all that matters at the end of the day is how much you're getting back in rewards. So what I was going to say is who's staking Tron? Why would you stake Tron? But it's still doing well in terms of TA. If you invest in Tron at certain times, you would have done well. And also, if you're getting rewards from it, then who cares if the actual crypto is legit or not? Moving on to Polkadot Parachains. Now, it doesn't look like it's going to be officially going live for, in the next month or two, let's say. But when it does, it's going to be a massive, massive thing for the Polkadot ecosystem. It'll be able to really compete with Ethereum, like for like, and potentially we're going to start seeing if it can actually, hold its own against Ethereum. Can it dethrone Ethereum is what we all want to know. So that time is coming closer and closer. But reading this, Parachains are the last piece of core functionality to be delivered as outlined in the Polkadot white paper, and will allow Polkadot to realize its scalable multi-chain architecture. After a period of testing, optimization and auditing, Parachains will be ready to launch on Polkadot and can be enabled via on-chain governance. Once Parachains are live, the community will determine with additional features and network upgrades should be added over time. But where is it at the moment? At the moment, it is at the testnet rollout. Parachain's functionality will roll out first testing and bug fixing on Parachain testnets like Rococo. Once we were confident the code is ready, we'll open registration for Parachain teams to test their own chains, including interactions with other chains via XCMP Lite. Once we've developed and tested the final elements of the core functionality for Parachains and Cumulus, approval, voting, distribution, availability, recovery, and disputes, the Polkadot codebase will officially be feature complete. What's next is when they're confident Parachains are running smoothly, a vote to enable Parachains onboarding to Kusama, include slot auctions and crowd loans, will be submitted via on-chain governance. So that is where it is at the moment. But this article, it's a bit late. It came out at the end of March, so about a month ago. The first project to be listed on the Rococo testnet is Akala. The Polkadot ecosystem continues to progress, with DeFi platform Akala Network becoming the first to win a Parachain slot on the testnet. Akala, the self-described decentralized finance hub for Polkadot, announced it had secured the slot March 26. Akala was launched in Jan 2020 with the DeFi consortium striving to create a cross-chain open finance infrastructure for the Polkadot ecosystem. In February, Cardano launched on EVM based on Polkadot's substrate framework, facilitating interoperability with Ethereum-based assets. So the official Parachain launch takes the platform a step further towards its goal of providing cross-chain interoperability on the rapidly expanding Polkadot ecosystem. So what we're getting, of course, from this is it is starting. The testnet, they are the first project, so I'm sure as time goes on, more will be onboarded onto the testnet, and once they are happy with the bug fixes and they're happy that everything is running smoothly, they will move to the live Parachain. So, I mean, this was a month ago, so I haven't seen any more on the testnet since then. However, judging from this, we're probably a little while away from the actual live Parachains, that are running on the mainnet. So there's still some way to go, meaning that essentially for us investors, there's still a lot of value to be unlocked, because obviously the main value will really it'll basically start to explode in value when the parachains are live. When there's projects that are developing that are live on Polkadot, and just like you see on Ethereum with the explosion of DeFi and the value that is bringing to Ethereum and all these other sectors on Ethereum, the same will happen with Polkadot if everything goes well. So that's basically what I wanted to say. We're still early when it comes to Polkadot, so let's be patient. Now let's have a look at the market. Quick look. So Injective Protocol, which I covered not too long ago, has exploded in value. I did mention the longer it stayed in this area, the more energy, the momentum it was building. I wasn't expecting this massive explosion in price, to be honest, that quickly. But alas, it's happened, and happy days. So it's looking very bullish right now. We might see a retest of this level before continuing on. But so far, it's looking very strong for it to continue. This is exactly what's needed when you have a massive run up like this. You need some consolidation to consolidate the gains and then to build up a move once again. And this is exactly what's happened. So we could see an equally, massive move like this. Potentially, we're talking about mid-20s up to 30. This is a very, very rough estimate, but it could go from 25 to 30. The rest of the market, or the ones that I'm looking at, doing very well. Especially we've got Serum recovering well. They're still not in the clear yet until we beat the previous high. So for example, $8 with this, it's still not in the clear just yet. And that is with a lot of the other coins as well, until it actually gets past the previous high. And for example, Sushi Swap is quite a while away from $20. It can still drop further down to $11 to $11 to $12. So especially with this, there's not a lot of volume right here. So be careful, don't get too happy just yet. One thing I did want to also relook at is, when it comes to TA, there's no certainty, but when you do get things right, I like to show receipts essentially that the TA is working. And so with this, I was going to cover Kusama, and what I said at this point, so this was near the end of March, I said it was looking like it's ready to start retracing. Potentially we'll see a spike past 500, and then we'll probably retrace. So let's see if we can get those receipts side. So once we see it slow down, then we can see where it can retrace to. But of course, you can see these little support areas, 411, 330. But eventually, of course, it will start to turn around because it's been going on the up since the beginning of March. You know, absolutely smashing it. A good 130% from that level. Moving to the weekly. Yeah, so this is the same area, but a lot of green, a lot of green, and only small areas of retracement. The last major level of retracement was probably back in December, and since then it's done good 900%. So very a lot of gains. You could say for that reason that's due for a major correction. So as I said in the video, the probability was more on the side of retracement rather than further gains. What happened in the end, let's move over to the charts. So what happened in the end was we did go past 500 all the way up to 565, and then the retracement started. So the answer was how it reacts between 5 to 600 is a blow off top and now a retracement. So now it's retraced all the way down to one major level of resistance, which has now become support. I'll probably go as far as to say as retracement is probably done now. It's probably not going to go too much further down. It's retraced about 40% in total. Maybe it can go a little bit further down to this level of 300, but there isn't too much left of retracement. I think it's probably going to start building, getting ready for the next move back to 412, back to 477, and then back to 400. So you know, it might test this level again before continuing on back to the upside. So a look at Ethereum. So Ethereum has blasted past the previous high actually of 2,540, and it's now nicely in the clear. As said before, if it closes above this, it's super bullish, but it might just end up retracing back down. As long as it's already made a higher high from this level, which is very good to see. But the one that would make it super bullish is a close above this. The next major level is going to be 2,800. As I said in my previous breakdown, this represents the previous all-time high doubled, which is about 1,400. So Ethereum is looking very good, and it's taking the altcoins with it. Another thing to note is ETH-BTC. So ETH-BTC currently is, as you can see, very bullish. Moving to the weekly, it's tapping a counter trend line now, so it may end up getting slapped back down by gravity. As you can see, it's literally just about to tap it. If it smashes past this, of course that'll be super bullish, and that would open up the floor to the next major level up above. So there is danger ahead for Ethereum. It might get, as I said, hit back down because of the resistance. And lastly, we'll have a quick look at the altcoin dominance, led by the Ethereum charge. So altcoins are doing well. As said before, when we closed past this level, it was definitely altcoin season, and this is the case. So we could see a retracement back down to this level, and also there is some resistance ahead right over here. But essentially, it's altcoin season. It's going to carry on. It's not going to be a straight road up to the top of 60%. At the moment, it's at 50%, which is amazing. It hasn't reached this level since March 2019 and late 2018. So expect altcoins to gain more momentum as time goes on, and expect Bitcoin to lose some more dominance essentially as we go forward. So that'll be it for this breakdown and this video. Hopefully you got some value from that, and see you in the next one. Peace.